Welcome to Break Mitsubishi. My name is Nathan and today we're doing a walk around video on this 2019 MY20 Eclipse Cross Black Edition. What we'll do is actually run through the condition on the outside of the car. However, I've got to tell you, this car presents immaculately, as well as some of the features that do come in the stunning black editions of these models. Now, starting off on that front end, you've got that iconic dynamic shield look that Mitsubishi has integrated into all of their modern designs. Now, if you have been obviously looking at these Eclipse Crosses, you do notice that the black editions do come with the blacked out grille, just to give it a very nice blended black look. And in this black color, it just presents stunningly. It's quite a beautiful contrast with the chrome finishes, and I gotta tell you, the black is just a phenomenal color on these cars. Mitsubishi badging is located right in the middle there, and you do get a split grille in the front to allow for that extra airflow through to the actual motor. Now, the headlights itself are a nice long, thin, slim headlights. They look really sleek in terms of the design and the shape, and they do also integrate quite well with the whole design of that front bar, and they blend in beautifully. Now, you've got a projector globe just fitted in the middle of the front of the headlamp, which is going to give you a really nice clear-cut side of light. Indicator lamps are fitted just in the fog lamps here, just above the fog lamps, sorry, in the front bar. And you've also got daytime running lamps that do run through the bottom of the headlight, just to give you that extra visibility for the other drivers on the road. Now, coming across the side of the car, pay attention to the accents and detail in this in the Eclipse Cross, because it is a stunning car to look at. Now, all these arches and cuts and angles are not just there for the looks, they are designed intentionally to provide the car with the optimal economy and aerodynamic design. Now, looking at that first alloy wheel, being the black edition, they do come with these stunning black rims in that multi-spoke design. Again, blends in beautifully with the whole car itself. Now, the condition of these rims are completely unmarked. There's no damage whatsoever, and the tires have plenty of tread on them, considering they've only done very low mileage. Now, the side mirrors and door handles are color matched to the car itself, again to combine that whole blended black murdered kind of look to the car. You do get your indicator lamp that is fitted into this side mirror that does elevate the actual lamp, but also clears up the quarter panel to allow for those beautiful arches. Now, the car itself is a keyless entry car, so if you can see, if I just lock it here, the side mirror does fold in just to notify you that it is locked, but also just to keep the side mirror safe from getting damaged. Now, there is a little button on the door handle here which you can use to unlock with the proximity key. Now, opening up the door itself and taking a look inside the car on the driver's side, you can see how nicely the seats present. Now, do notice that there is a little bit of a detail in the seats that is consistent from the passenger driver and the back seats. It's just to add a little bit of character to the car and not make it look so plain and boring. But the cross stitching is a stunning design. Now, the seats come with your standard manual seat controls, manual handbrake, and you've also got carpet mats that do present really well. And generally, when you do notice a lot of damage on the inside of the door where people get lazy, there's no marks whatsoever, and the door card again presents really well. Now, another thing I will note with these Eclipse Crosses is that the door actually goes all the way to the bottom of the car. A benefit of that is it actually keeps the inside of this door frame nice and clean, especially when you're climbing in and out. You're not going to be picking up any dirt or mud or any of those unwanted things. Now, as we come across the side of the car, keep paying attention to the paintwork, because I got to tell you, it presents A1. One thing I will note as well, as you can see, the car does come with tint, which is going to save you a little bit of money there down the line. And obviously, we do know all the benefits of tint, which are 99% UV protection, 60% heat reduction, and obviously all the safety features that do come with using a film. Now, taking a look at that second alloy, again, the rim presents phenomenally well. There's no damage whatsoever, just a little bit of dirt from sitting here last night, but you can see how nicely that color is going to come out, and plenty of tread remaining on those tires. As we come across to the tailgate of the car, this is probably one of the most unique characteristics of the Eclipse Crosses. It's the way it does present in the back. It is quite a unique design. As I mentioned before, it is intentional. They don't just do things, Mitsubishi doesn't just do things for the sake of it, but there is a split glass here. It is to provide that extra visibility for the driver, especially when they're driving, reversing, or just, driving around, and you need to be able to see all around the car. Now, the brake light does cut across the middle there, just to add to the design. Brake light is in the middle, and it does also climb up the actual side of the car, just to give it that nice red look, and the red on black contrast is stunning. Chrome badging just on the back here for the Eclipse Cross and the Mitsubishis, and the car also does come with color match rear parking sensors along the rear bar there, just to help you park the car. However, it does come with the reverse camera, which is mounted just underneath. Up top, do get a roof spoiler. Again, adds that aerodynamic sporty design, and the rear wiper blade is mounted just under that to reduce resistance on the car and keep it tucked in nice and smooth. Taking a look inside the tailgate, you can see how much space actually comes in this model. Now, being the black edition, it does come with this cargo blind, which is going to keep everything nice and private in the back of the car, so you can hide all that toilet paper that you're smuggling around the country, as well as nice clean boot liner. And if I lift that up, you've also got a space saver spare wheel mounted just underneath with all your jack and tools. Now, I do highly recommend you take advantage of the cargo liners, which is going to keep this nice and safe and clean, and it's going to make it a lot easier for you to maintain your car and get things in and out. Now, closing this up as we come across the passenger side of the car, fuel filler cap is on the passenger side, which is a safe side, so if you do have to pull over in case of an emergency, you know you're going to be nice and safe from any oncoming traffic. That third alloy, again, completely unmarked, no damage whatsoever. Generally, this is the side that gets the most scratches and damages, and you've also got plenty of tread on those tires. Coming across, the paintwork is consistent all the way around the car. I do highly recommend you take advantage of the glass coat, because that is going to give you a lifetime warranty on the paintwork, but also make it a lot easier for you to clean and maintain, and it's going to keep that nice, stunning black glossy look that you do want to have on these black cars. That fourth and final alloy, again, completely unmarked, no damage whatsoever. So we've got 4 unmarked rims, plenty of tread remaining on the tires. The paintwork around the car is consistent and maintained phenomenally, and you've also got tint, so great value in this car itself. What we're going to do now is actually pop the hood and take a look inside. Taking a look inside the engine bay of the Eclipse Cross. As you can see, it's quite a tidy, neat engine bay. There is a bit going on, but it's all designed, again, for a purpose. Now, this motor itself is a 4-cylinder 1.5 litre turbo petrol engine fitted with an 8-speed automatic gearbox, so you know the ride's going to be really nice and smooth, but it's also going to provide you with that torque when you do need it. Another thing I will note is these cars have a strut brace mounted on the back of the engine bay that does provide a lot of stability and support, especially when you're maneuvering those tight corners. Now, this car itself has a 5-star ANCAP rating with 7 airbags, so lots of safety for the passengers in the car. Does produce a power output of 110 kilowatts at 250 newton meters of torque. Now, the petrol motor does have a 63 litre fuel capacity that does run on regular 91 fuel, so nice and cheap, and it does have a combined fuel consumption of 7.3 litres per 100 kilometers and an average fuel distance of about 863 kilometers off a full tank, depending on how you drive and how many people you have in the car. Okay, taking a look inside the Eclipse Cross. Now, being the black edition, you can see how nicely this car again presents on the inside. This interior is consistent all through the range, so it's not like you're losing aesthetic when if you were to go for an entry level versus the top level. So that's a nice thing about these Eclipse Crosses, and you can just see how nicely it actually presents on the inside of the car. Now, starting off on the driver's side door itself, you do have a lot of different fabrics used here just to break it up. Got that beautiful piano black gloss plate with the cloth finish here, bit of leather stitching on your armrest, and a nice carbon fiber panel here just to, again, add to that whole sporty look of the car. Now, on this little handle here up the top, you do have a little button that will fold in your side mirrors if you do want to sit in the car on the side of the road, as well as your side mirror controls and adjusting just on the armrest here. Above that, all your power windows. Now, they are fully automatic up and down, so all 4 windows, front and back. Above that is your window lock option, just to stop people from playing around with the windows in the back seat, as well as your central locking to keep everyone nice and safe. Now, on the right side of the dash, do have a few little safety features here. First button here on the right is your forward collision mitigation, and that is a safety feature part of the Mitsubishi range. Now, this is going to prevent and help mitigate accidents. It will intervene if needed. Now, we will touch on this and give you a bit more information as to what this is when you actually do come in, so please ask us. You've got a few blank buttons as well as your stability control for the car. You probably want to keep that on. Below that is your parking sensor button. Now, you can turn that on and off if they do get a little bit annoying, and a little adjuster for the height of the headlights if your headlights are slightly too high. Now, coming over to the steering column itself, on the right hand side here, you get your left and right indicator, your high beam, as well as your fog lamp controls. Now, the headlights are dusk sensing automatic headlights, so just leave it in auto and the car's actually going to decide when it needs to use it. In addition to that, you also have the automatic high beam in this car. On the left hand side are your wipers and washers for your front and rear. Again, it is an automatic rain sensing system, so just leave it in auto and the car's going to decide what frequency and how much and when it actually needs to use it. Now, the steering wheel itself is a beautiful leather stitched steering wheel, quite comfortable to hold, and it does give you the right grip in the right position. So beautiful design, nice piano gloss finish here as well. On the right hand side are your cruise control settings. So this one is your cruise control and the right hand side is your speed limiter. And on the left hand side are your media controls. So volume up and down, mode to flick to the different options in your head unit, call and reject, and voice control for your CarPlay system. Now, being a keyless entry car, most important button is just on the left here, which is your stop start button. Coming over to the center console and the entertainment system, we do have a really beautiful touchscreen display, very nicely positioned. And again, it's quite a responsive system and very easy to use. The head unit itself has Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, which is your apps on the left there, as well as digital radio, AM, FM radio, Bluetooth connectivity, phone connectivity, and USB and iPod. So literally everything you could possibly need. Now your maps will actually run through your CarPlay system, and we'll be happy to set that up for you when you do come in. Coming down, got 2 air vents here, all your notifications for your seat belts and hazards located right in the middle there. Below that is your climate control. So on the left hand side is your temperature setting, and the right hand side is your fan speed with all your modes in the middle. Got 2 blank buttons, an eco mode button, which is going to save you a little bit of fuel here and there. 2 USB inputs for the actual CarPlay system or just for charging your phone. Another 12-volt socket for additional charging that you might need. And a bit of storage underneath with a nice rubber lining to stop things from sliding around. Now the gear shifter is a very nice, comfortable gear shifter to hold, and if I pull that into reverse, you can see that nice rear view camera that does come in the car. You've got the rear bar just mounted at the bottom there, and nice guiding lines to indicate how far back you can reverse. If I bring it down to drive and flick it to the left, you can activate the sports shift system. Now that'll allow you, give you a bit more control over the car and allow you to actually control the gears yourself. In addition to using the actual gear shifter, you can also use these paddles behind the steering wheel, which are mounted to the steering column, which is a benefit because you won't get confused and shift down just in case you do happen to turn over the steering wheel. So again, all thoughtful design. Putting this back into park, manual handbrake in these models, and behind that get a nice little pad here. Now that pad is actually for your head unit, so if you can see, you can actually flick through the different options there, and if I wanted to select one of them, I just press that button. So nice and easy to use, very easy to access, and I believe it is a lot more efficient to use this than being distracted and trying to use a touchscreen while driving. So make sure you master the system when you do buy these cars. 2 generous cup holders which are spring loaded, which will keep your drink nice and secure. And if I lift this up here, nice sort of storage compartment with more storage just underneath there, maybe for your wallet or gloves, sanitizer, face mask, whatever you might be needing at this time. Now you can see how nicely this car actually presents. As I said, the seats are in very good condition. Now one benefit to the back of the car, I will show you now just by getting out. It's a very good design in these Eclipse Crosses, so you can actually move these seats forward and back like so if you need a bit more room in the boot, or just a little bit more room in the front here, you can move it all the way back. So fully adjustable, and you can also adjust the incline of the seat. So nice, comfortable rides, especially if you're doing long distance driving, whatever it might be. These cars are designed for comfort. You've also got 3 car seat mounting points on all the back of these 3 seats, which is good to know if you've got a full car of bubs, triplets, twins, whatever it might be. This car is suited for anyone. So very stunning design. And you've also got a little bit of additional 12-volt storage underneath there for any extra charging for the little ones in the back seat. Now what we're going to do now is actually wrap up the video. Thank you so much for watching the walk around video on this MY20 Eclipse Cross Black Edition. Now, I hope this gave you a good representation as to the condition on the outside of the car. And as I said before, the car pretty much presents in A1 condition. The paint has been maintained really well. The interior again presents like it's brand new. This is a phenomenal car and you're getting great value out of it. And if you did have any additional questions, wanted to test drive it, or actually wanted to purchase it without coming in, considering the current situation, you can do that. The number to dial is 99070555. Just before I go though, this car does qualify for our extended mechanical plan. Now what that will offer you is 5 years extended protection on this car, as well as up to 10 years platinum roadside assistance. Now we're happy to go into more detail on the benefits of that with you, but there is a lot of value in that, especially if you do plan on keeping this car for a long time. In addition to that, I do highly recommend you take advantage of the glass coat, because that is going to give you a lifetime warranty on this stunning black paintwork. It's going to keep it looking brand new for as long as possible, as long as you maintain it, and it is going to protect and preserve the car. Now these 2 things are at an additional cost. However, if you are using our in-house finance, I would love to introduce you to our business manager, Julie and Mario, who show just some minimal diesel effective repayments. Now lastly, but most importantly, please check out our Google reviews. Though 1,100 reviews and sitting at 4.8 stars, gives you the assurance that you're dealing with the right people and the right kind of business for a good quality vehicle. As I mentioned before, if you did have any additional questions, the number to dial is 99070555. My name is Nathan, and thank you so much for watching.